You know, every day you wake up, sometimes you want to give up. But this
Well,
is
now
why we know that
yesterday
we can't
I
give up.
shed tears. So yesterday I wept with tears.
Oh my goodness.
To go a party full of potentials. Some people want to kill it just like that.
Imagine. Yeah.
Mm.
So Senator, you're welcome. We saw you about 30 minutes ago, an hour ago. You were on Arise TV, and we couldn't be
Mm.
happier. We were so excited when we saw you, you know, and
Mm.
you can see the number of people here, and more people are going to come here. And we intend that almost every week now you're going to interact with us. If you're here and you're happy to see her, can you put us on emojis? Can we have some love emojis for Senator Nenadi Usman? Let's just welcome her. For those who can clap, let's just clap. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, Woma. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Jack. Yes. Thank you, Ike Man. Yes, we can see that. Thank you. Yes. You know, we're excited. You know, many people, we didn't even inform the people. This was not prearranged, but we thought that is important at this point to begin to have you talk to us, give us update. We saw that you also held a press conference where you spoke, you know, eloquently, and we were very excited that yes, now we have our mother, we have our senator, one who is doing us very proud, and we're so excited that you are here today to just give some clarifications and some answers to our journey, you know, and some of the confusion that some people are trying to set. Just like you rightly said, a party full of so much potential, a party that, of course, won the last election, even though, yes, INEC gave us whatever number they want to give us, but we know how big this party is, you know, and we're here, we're not deterring, we'll continue to push. Senator Nenadi, we just want to ask you some questions very quickly. I don't know if you're obliged to that.
Yes, please. I'll be happy to
Okay,
answer questions, and of course, I'll be happy to like every week to talk to you. Thank you.
fantastic. Thank you so much. Your introduction, ma'am, talk to us. What is really going on at the LP party? It appears that the Supreme Court ruling is not solving your problem. Would that be correct to say? We need you to talk to us regarding this.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to explain. First, the former chairman Abure went to court. The verdict in the lower court was in his favor. We then appealed to the Court of Appeal. The verdict came out in his favor. We went to Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court clearly stated that the two lower courts should not have given him that kind of verdict at all, because his tenure was over. And the prayer we put or placed before the Supreme Court was answered. Senator Darlington Wokocha and I were the ones that took the matter to Supreme Court. And clearly, it stated that the Supreme Court upheld the appeal by Senator Nenadi and Senator Darlington Wokocha and the caretaker committee. The Supreme Court also stated clearly that it dismissed Abure's cross appeal. It said it set aside the decisions of the lower courts recognizing Abure. It also went ahead to advise that party leaders should humbly vacate offices at the end of their tenure. So, honestly, by saying that, the judge clearly stated that the decisions of the trial courts and the court below recognizing Julius Abure as national chairman of the first respondent, that is Labour Party, are hereby set aside. So the issue of Abure remaining as chairman does not even arise. But where they are clinging on to is that the Supreme Court said we should go back to status quo. What was status quo? Status quo, if you remember, was when INEC themselves said, look here, Labour Party, all your leaders, their tenure is over. Right from the ward to the national, their tenure is over. You don't have leadership. Go and start conducting congresses from the ward right up to when you have a national convention and have duly elected leaders. They then advised Governor Oti that he should call together all the NEC members and members that are elected in the states' houses of assembly, the National Assembly, to come together, and himself and his deputy, to come together with NLC and TUC, come together and decide on what to do to fill the vacuum. And everybody knows, I said it on Arise earlier, on 2 occasions, Abure went to attend meetings at INEC. He was kicked out, he was sent away. They said, your tenure is over, we cannot allow you attend this meeting. He then went to court. That is why when you go on the INEC portal, you will see his name and Umar Farouk Bayrakumi's names with by court order in bracket. Because they didn't win election to be chairman and secretary. They are there by court order. So, now that the Supreme Court has set aside all this, we expected that they were going to accept it, calm down, and let it go. Instead, they started reading different meanings into it. So now, the INEC has told us they are going through their bureaucracy to work on the Supreme Court judgment and come up with their decision or their interpretation of what they think the law is. But of course, as usual, in the usual rascal manner, or rascality, if I may put it that way, today, the media was awash. Even some newspapers printed on their pages that INEC had accepted Abure and put his name with Umar Farouk as chairman and secretary, based on Supreme Court judgment. INEC had to come out and clearly refute that and say, no, that's not true. So sincerely, if all your elected members come together, different states houses of assembly, they come together. Your members representing Labour Party in the House of Reps come. Those in the Senate, the senators come together. The governor, the only governor we have, he was there. His deputy was there. TUC was there. NLC was there. A decision was taken, and then Abure and his NWC, they say they don't recognize it. So I don't know who else they can recognize. I don't know. So that's where we are.
In fact, that's where we are. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And then
You've given clarity.
he keeps going around saying that, oh, how can they replace him with a woman? As if a woman is a lesser being. Am I not a human being? I've just been told to conduct to go and conduct congresses right from the ward, have people come and do national convention, elect leaders. I'm not interested in contesting. I just want to fix, the structure. When PO was contesting, they kept saying we don't have structure. Now we want to have structure. They say no, they don't want. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be bitter when talking in public. Sorry.
No, we can feel your motherly heart. We can feel your passion. We can see the sincerity, the transparency. We can see you. You've been somebody who has been up there right from time. You've been commissioner. You've been senator. You've risen to the highest rank of a minister, not just any minister, but up there. And so all you want to do right now is ensure that you patriotically, contribute meaningfully for the next generation. So we see that and we can feel that, and that's exactly what it is. And so bringing clarity, to this, I mean, the handwriting clearly is on the wall, and we're grateful for your humility and your magnanimity to also, be here to explain to people, and everybody can feel you, and we're grateful. I mean, for what you are and what you bring to the table, both to us as a people, as a party, and also as the obedient movement. We can see you. I mean, and this begins to beg to, because you've brought clarity to all the uh, pertinent question that people have been clamoring for, and Senator, is very instructive that today, if you go to the X handle of what's it called, INEC, they made it very clear that they did not and they haven't restored Abure as the national chairman, meaning that Abure is not the national chairman. I mean, it's clearly there. We also saw some news outlet putting out that, was it yesterday also, that he went to INEC to collect the code for Anambra and also was disgraced too out of that place. So we get those news and all of that. So again, we begin to wonder, why would he go ahead to say he has suspended you, OT, and not that we don't know, but I mean, we just need clarities to what is his intention really? What's because the Supreme Court has already given her judgment and it is clear. Just like you were asked on Arise TV, Senator, why are we not asking the um the police or the people who are responsible, well, when you give a verdict and the Supreme Court has given a judgment, why are we not reporting them to the police to do the needful? Is there something we need to know, or you were waiting for INEC to? We need some clarification regarding that too.
Well, we are law-abiding citizens. We are not hooligans. Members of the obedient movement are not hooligans. And majority of members of the Labour Party are not hooligans. The first day we attempted even going to the Labour Party office, we went and met, they brought people with machete, what. Some people that went with me said, we should fight back. I said, no, that's not the way to go about it. The way to go about it is to be law-abiding and to follow all the institutions put in place by government to handle this kind of thing till we get to the end. What are we waiting for now? We are just waiting for INEC to take that decision. I know the red tape or bureaucratic arms of civil service, they grind very slowly, but we are willing to wait, even though we've written them a reminder. And once they are able to take that decision at the commission's meeting and they remove his name, automatically every part of, like, the our political party's website would then be handed over to us. The office, we can then take it over. Despite, people have said we can forcefully take it over, but I have said no, let's not go that way. So what we are doing now is to follow these things gently. We cannot, quarreling with INEC will not even help us. Quarreling with the police know. They know that in countless times, on at least 4 occasions, people won primary elections. Abure took money from other people, went and forged those that won. He forged their signatures, wrote letters to say that they were withdrawing from the race, and handed over the tickets to other people. It's there. The police know it. The case file is in the Federal Ministry of Justice. It's just waiting, for the Department of Public Prosecution to start prosecuting him. He knows he did all that. He also knows that while selling forms, they opened multiple accounts and they kept removing the monies, and EFCC has traced where all the monies went to, because Oluchi Okpara, an upright woman, went and reported to EFCC. The case is there. But because his paymasters want him to kill the party so that PO does not get a platform come 2027, he's doing everything humanly possible. If not, how can you have only one governor? How can you suspend him? How can you suspend the only governor you have under your party? How can you suspend senators that are bringing pride to your party? How do you suspend them? Who does that? You should conduct your, instead of suspending, you should even be attracting more people to come and join the party so that the party will become more robust. Let us be able to win more and more seats. The use of a political party is to be a vehicle for people to use in winning election. But when you say you don't want people to win election, all you want is to be siphoning money from people who want to contest people aspirants and candidates. It's not fair. It's not fair. Well, the issues are many. Just I'm glad you said this is just the beginning. We can't finish the issues today. But as we keep talking once every week, more and more, I will have the opportunity to be telling you more and more of what is happening. And the proof is there. The documents are there.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. We will just, at this point, I'll let Mazi come in, and then we'll take Jack, and then we'll take a couple of people there who would ask direct question before we call it a day here. Mazi.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Mo, and thank you very much for joining us, the Senator Nenadi Usman. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much for your patience.
Yeah, I know we started on a rocky side. Technology almost tried not to let us have this conversation. As we speak, we are beyond Twitter. This conversation is being streamed across many platforms as we speak. So many Nigerians are listening beyond the Twitter space that we are on. Ma, the first question I have for you is, once Supreme Court gave that judgment and eventually the CTC document came out, there appears to be misconstrued, or rather confusion everywhere. You hear lawyers sitting on this side interpreting the document in certain ways. On the other side, the document's being interpreted in certain ways. What I hear from you is that it appears that you are waiting on INEC to take the final decision based on INEC's interpretation or their legal department interpretation. The question in the lips of every Nigerian, and many people who are confused, who are not legal minds, are asking, listening to the audio that was brought out of the court, and all people would hear the legal jargons without necessarily understanding who the plaintiff and whatnot is. Now, the question is it possible for for you to go back to court to get an interpretation of the Supreme Court's judgment? I mean, can they break? Is there any way that could be broken down in a layman's language so that Nigerians, I mean, in clear terms, to say, Mr. A, you are no longer this, or Mr. B, you are this, because the legal jargon appears to be what it's bringing a lot of confusion. Don't you think so, ma?
Well, I never thought of going that way, to go to the Supreme Court to ask for interpretation. It didn't actually occur to me. I just thought that this matter is so clear, and the INEC was going to do the needful, because it's just too clear. If a court says Abure's tenure is over, and remember, INEC were the first to raise their hands up and say, Abure, your tenure is over. You can't even attend meetings here. They were the first to alert Labour Party that, look here, you don't have a structure. all your leadership structure is gone because their tenure has expired. Go and do something about it. You were the first. Remember, INEC and us, we jointly went to court. Even when the first court, the lower court, gave him judgment in his favor, INEC and ourselves, we appealed together. So we are on the same page. That is why I believe we should just be patient with them. Because you can't go to court for something, then you get judgment, and then you start saying another thing. Even though, well, in Nigeria, anything can be possible nowadays. I don't know. But now that you have said this, we can look at it. It's an option we can look at. I'll discuss with the team tomorrow, and then we'll decide. We can even get some lawyers to like sit in and advise.
Okay. It's good if that could be explored, because I think, that kind of sets in some unclarity, because if names were mentioned, to say, I mean, it may behoves on Nigerians, Labour Party members, people now to take on their own action, based on what is written and what they understand that is at stake. So, having said that, also many people do believe this is not indicting INEC. I've read their tweet. Their tweet was also, again, written with so much ambiguity that any mischievous individual can fill in names in there and it will fit in, because it says certain individuals, certain persons. Again, that's with so much ambiguity that it gives room for.
But Mazi, there was the reason why INEC came out today was because the entire news was awash with the fact that yes, I understand what you're saying, but it was a direct response to the news
Dr. Moore,
that
Dr. Moore,
yes.
you see, it depends on. Let me clearly say what if I read that, for instance, it says the report also inferred that the commission has restored a particular individual as the national secretary of the People's Democratic Party. Now, a particular individual, referring to the listing on the commission's official website. Now, in both ways, both on the case of PDP and Labour Party, that being inferred there, I would have preferred a situation whereby INEC is bold enough, because they know what they are talking about, to say Mr. A is not. Do you understand? I mean, because you see, this is the ambiguity that I believe creates this whole thing. The final point I'm making here is, do you believe, I know you insinuated to that, Senator, but you didn't really go into much detail. Obviously, we're trying to be not to indict anyone, but it's now a month plus that this judgment was delivered. Yet, whenever one visits the INEC website, there has been nothing there that has changed. People are now insinuating that it appears that there is some hands coming out of certain rocks in the Aso somewhere that they may be piloting the affairs. Do you believe such narrative?
Well, I want to give them benefit of the doubt, Mazi. I want to say, let us wait and see. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. You can take some of the people for granted some of the time, but you cannot take all the people for granted all the time. A time is coming when Nigerians will decide they will not take certain things anymore. So I think we'll give them benefit of the doubt. I understand how the government works. Bureaucracy is slow by nature. I know if the British could do away with it, they would have done away with it, but it's something that is a necessary evil. So we will give them time. Let's watch and see how it goes. But like like you rightly pointed out, 1 month is a long time, but we are patient enough to wait.
You know, this really shows the level of how democratic, particularly you and Mr. Peter Obi have been. Sometimes I just, we're lucky to have you. Simply put, I hear you. You can feel your passion and all of that, but yet you haven't lost sanity. The essence of democratic ideals still reverberates through you, because the country is somewhere where sometimes you begin to doubt yourself and wonder, what's going on here? When you go through what is happening with the food crisis, you go through what's happening with the security, now it's not even the people on the street that are crying anymore. It is the security chiefs that are coming out to say that our enemies, the bandits and the terrorists, they have more superior weapon. And you begin to wonder, it's almost the same time, like you listen to a governor and he's also crying, and you're wondering, are you not a governor? Are you not the chief security of the state? What is going on here? This is how our country, sadly, has placed us in a place of confusion. But I'm thankful and also hopeful, just listening to you tonight answer these questions with so much passion, but yet you haven't um, lost your sense of value. And that's the only hope we have. Sometimes I read through the threads on your Twitter and I see how impatient we have become. Sometimes we get to the point of insulting you, like we insult Mr. Peter Obi, and but yet you haven't lost it. Mr. Peter Obi hasn't lost it yet, and that is the only reason we know that there is still a future for us. Jack is still here. So for the sake of our time, and we'll take a question from you, Jack, and then we'll move through 2 or 3 other people before we close them for today, and we really advertise, for next week, and ensure that we have thousands of people join us here, because people have been waiting for this. Jack.
Dr. Mo, good evening. Thank you for the opportunity. Senator Nenadi Usman, good to have you, ma.
Thank you very much,
It's always a pleasure to listen to you every other time. All right, so mine would be, I have looked at the judgment myself, right? I was at Transcorp the other day, but I have a few concerns, right? And my concerns has to do with the constitution of the party itself, right? I'm wondering if because you said that INEC actually notified Labour Party, oh, you don't have leadership and all of that. And then Governor Alex Oti was advised to set up a transition committee and all of that. But I mean, if you also listen to the other side, their argument is that none of the persons that took actions actually have the constitutional right to do that based on the constitution of Labour Party. This translates to say that the governor might have acted out of the law, going by the constitution of the Labour Party. And I've also looked at the constitution of the Labour Party itself, and apparently it did not empower the governor or any leader at all, actually, outside the secretary of the party, and of course with the permission or the express approval of the chairman to call for a NEC meeting. So I am wondering if we are standing on any legal ground here to actually make our case, because this is my only concern. Looking at that from that perspective, are you worried? Are you also worried that the purported the purported convention that took place in Nnewi, which I was actually at Nnewi at the time, also had the endorsement of Governor Alex Oti at the time. So because this was, some of the arguments that they tried to bring to the table, and, sometimes I look at the moral side of it, I understand our argument, but then the legal side of it, I'm not quite sure. So I would like you to throw more light on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. First and foremost, the issue of INEC. Like you rightly know, if INEC did not feel that Abure's tenure was over, why were they not allowing him in to attend meetings? He had to go to court to get a court order to bring him back to be able to attend meetings. That's number one. Number two, I am sure you are aware that the constitution of the Labour Party, it has been so doctored times and times and times again, to the extent that right now, the way it is, two people can decide the fate of Labour Party. There are so many versions of the constitution of the Labour Party. And that is one of the things we, as a committee, were to fix, to get one standard constitution that everybody can read and understand, where power is not concentrated in one hand or two hands. No. Because the political party is supposed to belong to all of us. If a political party is a vehicle for people to win election, if two people own the party, on the day of election, they stand in their polling units and vote, can they win election? No. They will not win. Now, the issue of Governor Alex, whether he acted rightly or wrongly, one thing they've not been able to change is the statutory members, the statutory delegates to the National Convention. You know who they are? Representatives of the TUC, representatives of the NLC, the governor, his deputy, our members in the various state houses of assembly, our members in the House of Reps, and our senators. So if all these people come together and you say, because you, two men, Abure, your secretary, and your NWC, you think you can stand on one side, and all these other people, you say they don't make any. I'm not even counting PO, because now they can say PO is not the president, so he does not have a vote. Let's keep PO aside. Let's even go by every political party. How is there any political party in this country that has members of the National Assembly, States Assembly, they are elected governors, that they are not members of, they are not statutory members of the National Convention? No. So our own cannot be different. They kept changing the thing, and I need you to go and verify. As PO will say, go and verify. How many versions do we have of the Labour Party constitution? This matter is really very, very unfortunate. Nobody is against Abure. Abure has never contested election in his life to be where he is. And I need you to go and verify. How did he become assistant secretary? How did he become secretary? How did he become acting chairman? How did he become chairman? Please go and verify. Has there ever been a time when congresses were conducted, he went to his local government, participated in the congress, or his arm of the NLC voted for him? No, there is a slot, you push him here. Somebody died, this one moved here, that one moved there, you push him there. And you go to where? And we are saying, no, let's not continue like that. Let it be open that anybody, if you think you are popular, go. Start from your ward, participate in congresses, get to the national convention, come and contest election. If people like you, they vote for you. Please, is there anything wrong with this? If there is, educate me. But I think that's how it should be. Did I answer all your
Absolutely.
questions, or did I forget anything?
Well, I mean, I think you're doing a good job of this, giving certain clarities because, Senator, you can from even your answering and even the questions that have been asked, we can see the bigger picture of where our country is in a smaller nucleus. This is how the word cabal came into being, where just just as it is, data shows that just a handful of Nigerians are the ones ruling the entire Nigeria. While we have over 230 million people, we just have over just 1% of our country are the ones with the entire resources of Nigeria. When you come to the people who are ruling, it's just a tiny fragment of people who are ruling everybody. And then when you look at even the 2023 general election, how can you have over about 95 million registered voters, and yet less than 10% is what has produced our current president? When you look at that, then you begin to see the real deep issues regarding our country. And this is what you're standing to ensure that we change. It's going to be tough. It's going to be real, because at every level, from family level to community level to state level and to national level, we just have nucleus of cabal, not more than one or two people. When you look at the regime after regime, this is what you see, and this is what we are up against to break. Anyways, I think you are giving us what we need. We'll take an input on the question from the Nigerian citizen. Nigerian citizens, the mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mo. I really appreciate putting this together. Thank you very much, Senator Usman, and your team, and how you have been able to weather this storm up until this moment. I'll just say first that Nigerians are behind you. Well-meaning Nigerians are behind you. My
Thank you so much.
my biggest concern every single time would be how I'm hoping that the average Nigerian will be courageous enough to actually do what is needful to really take back our country. The country has gone to the dogs, and what that means is that every one of us, myself, yourself, everyone here, we need to be a little more radical in our approach to these things. Because if you look very closely, the people that are the people that want to destroy this country, they are not holding back at all. Classic example, the way Abure is going. Abure is suspending the sitting governor, right, from a party.
God,
The
like,
sitting governor, it's obvious that they are radical in destroying the country. And that's why when Dr. Mo asked about maybe going to the security agencies, at least for the record, right? We need to, I believe that we need to begin to think outside the box, right? Yes, for example, INEC is dragging their feet. Someone needs to go and tap INEC at the head. How they used to do it when we were younger. You go and give somebody a knock and say, "Oh God, go and do the right thing." Yeah, because
I
we need
remember that so clearly as
exactly.
a kid.
Yeah, so I feel we need to be a little more radical in making people move, because I'll say this: every day that APC remains in power, somebody dies, and I'm interested in helping less people to die, right? And that means, if it means we have to do some more radical things to make this thing happen, please, this is just my personal plea. It's not a question. It's just whatever we need to do to pull the strings here and there to make things happen. Please, let's just do that. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. It's something to look at. It's thought provoking, and I would love to talk to Dr. Moore if we can have time to talk through this. It's really thought provoking. Thank you. Good advice. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll just take Stephen. We'll take Stephen quickly, and then we'll take Dozier. And then after that, we'll have a comment from Dr. Sam Amadi is coming up to join us to give some remarks, and then we'll also take a remark from High Chief Peter Ame, and then we'll have the senator give our closing remark, and then we'll be out of here today. Stephen?
Is there no lady in the house? We are waiting with this now.
Well, I'm not a lady.
Is there no
Dr.
lady?
Mo,
Lady no day
Man,
house.
we promise you,
Ladies.
we're gonna that your next meeting next week will ensure that 70% of the voices you're going to hear will be that of the ladies.
Okay, okay. That makes me happy.
anyway, good evening, everybody from New York. Let me first of all thank Dr. Mo for bringing our dear senator to be able to reach out to us. Senator, it's a pleasure to speak to you on this space.
Thank you.
Most of us on this airwaves, we know each other. We've been fighting the battle on the streets of X and beyond. But thank you for your courage for accepting this very critical role. I can imagine how you've been dragged here and there. You were very quiet, and now you are getting attacks unnecessarily. But I want to thank you for your courage. We need more people like you for our country to become a reality. Why I wanted to come up is to ask that while the caretaker committee is the transition committee is working, maybe you want to also engage the diaspora. The reason why I say this is
Okay.
I'm very part of very involved with the Labour Party USA, and during the 2023 election was very frontal. As a matter of fact, when the former chairman Abure visited the US, I was one of those who picked him up. We did a tour in America from DC. We went to New York, many places, just to engage the diaspora because we played a big role in the 2023 election, particularly the United States.
Certainly, that's true.
So that demography is still there. There's a confusion now because the former chairman is still trying to hold on to the committee that they set up for the US particularly, and it just makes our group. We have a WhatsApp group. They are basically arguing, holding water for him, even the current chairman or the former chairman that is there, leading to a lot of fracas, particularly in the US. There's confusion. So I want to ask that whilst you are fighting on the local level, there is a very big group called the Diaspora Obedient Labour Party. The advantage that we have is that we have reach. We also have money. We can also help you in many ways beyond what I can say on this space. So please find a way to engage that. I can speak for the US particularly because that's where I live. But beyond that, let us be. This space is good, but find a way to engage the Labour Party diaspora particularly, and I think that would really help. And we are praying that this whole thing will be resolved. My concern is, Babio said something today that Peter Obi should solve the problem in Labour Party, and I made a tweet and I said this is a direct confession that the government must have a hand in this thing.
Yeah.
For them to be asking the PO to resolve it, that means I suspect they have a hand in it. So whilst you guys are working with INEC, if you need to make a loud noise, Dr. Mo is here. He knows how to reach us. Make us help you. We will help you move that. Put your voice out there because we have millions of us, And I want to thank you for all you do. We are hopeful that a new Nigeria is very, very possible. Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dr. Mo, this is the second thing you and I have to talk about, please.
Absolutely, yes.
I will even take time.
I mean, off here
during the summer.
We'll do.
If I can take some time during the summer, maybe like a week or so, to go visit in the US and see some of the groups, I think is doable.
Yes, and the good thing is that also, just like with Mazi, I've had the rare privilege to have traveled across 17 states with Mr. Peter Obi, so we can easily connect the dots, and ensure that we harness everything that Mr. Stephen is talking about. So we'll get on it and ensure, we do that. Yeah, thank you. Jose, please just take it up. And I'm so, Ike man, you've been here very long. So we'll just take two of you quickly, and then we'll take the remarks. And if they're not here, Senator Nenadi will give our closing. Yeah.
Good evening, Dr. Mo.
Good evening.
Good evening, Senator.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. I've been on the background trying to understand what is going on with my beloved Labour Party. And I have monitored closely your activities with my president, the one I voted for in 2023. I've monitored closely what you guys are doing, you know, trying to follow up on him, encouraging him and stuff. I'm going to speak out of anger tonight, because to be frank and honest with you, I'm one Nigerian who looks out for a day when Nigeria will be the Nigeria for everyone, irrespective of whoever your father is, or whoever your or who you know or who you don't know. You know, I am very, very angry in my spirit, and I like the way diplomatically my president, Mr. Peter Obi, yourself, Dr. Mo, and all of you walking around with him. I like the way diplomatically you guys go around the Labour Party issue. But as a Nigerian, a born Nigerian, bred in Lagos, who understands the tribes in Nigeria, who understands the game played in Nigeria, who understands the Nigerian mentality, I am not going to say that I don't know what is going on in the Labour Party. I understand the plans that are on ground to make sure Nigeria is a one-party system. And before I go on, I want to draw your attention to certain people that are on this space, whom I've listened to them on some other spaces, and they speak evil. They have no, they are so self-centered about the better Nigeria, the worse Nigeria. They are enjoying in the nonsense because they are still blinded by maybe this man is my brother or this one is not. They are not interested in the good Nigeria for every unborn child. They're on this space, maybe monitoring, or maybe they have recovered and they have seen the light that there is nothing in this grabbed system. So I want to welcome them, but I want us to look out for these people. They're here and I can see them clearly. Now, going forward, I want to quickly draw your attention to the fact that as a Nigerian, a full-bred Nigerian who is not even interested in leaving the Nigerian space, I love this country so much because I believe there are potentials in this country. I believe that, I mean, if you step out of Nigeria, you see the material that is being used by civilized nations coming from Nigerian space. The best of the best are Nigerians abroad. These instruments, these manpowers can be in this country, and Oyibo will visit this place and you know and feel comfortable that they are amongst their home or something. We are in a nation where we want to act all diplomatic. I like what my president is doing, Mr. Obi. I'm just watching him. But I'm a Nigerian, I'm going to tell him. It is because of him that I'm just quiet. There's hope. When I look at him, I see hope every day. So I'm just calm in my spirit. But I'm going to say this. I know what is going on in Labour Party. I'm not very close to Labour Party and their affairs, but I know, as a Nigerian, I know what is going on. I listened to the senior prefect at the Red Chamber today, and I heard what he said. I heard what he said, and I'm not a child. That statement is enough for me to know what is going on in in Labour Party. It's enough. I don't need any soothsayer to tell me any other thing. They know what is going on. And so I'm just going to keep on watching my president, because there's something he also knows that allows him to keep smiling and laughing. I know that one day the tribes of Nigeria would join hands together and would all smile, because one day we'll wake up and discover that these few classless elders who has refused to say within themselves that Nigerians, poor Nigerians, will never suffer again. They're enjoying the system and they don't care about us. They laugh at us every day. They laugh at Labour Party's woes. They laugh at my president. And you can't even blame Abure, because he knows what is going on in the system. He knows he's just playing to the gallery. He's playing to somebody's whatever. I know all these things. That's when I look at all this, I just laugh. So I'm just
Jose, I think you just wrap up so that we can let
I'm going
those who's been up all
I'm
day.
going to wrap up, but I'm speaking out of pain, and I want to tell you, Dr. Mo, just I'm just grateful that people like you guys are still available, standing strong. You guys give me hope every day. When I see you guys with Mr. Peter Obi, I'm filled with strength that tomorrow would be better. One day, they would all go to the market square, and they will never come back. All those that has put us in this darkness, so shall it be. Thank you very
Amen.
much.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Can I make a comment?
No,
First
let's
and
mom, Senator, let's Ike Man just take a minute or two, and then you can
okay.
wrap it up.
All right then.
I can't find Dr. Sam Amadi here, but once he does that, then you can give us a closing. Ike
Okay.
Man.
All right. Good evening, Dr. Moore, and good evening, Senator Usman. It's a privilege
Good
to
evening,
speak to
Icon.
everyone here and also to speak to you, Ma. And I love the way you've been responding to the questions and everything. So, my own is this because I feel that with the way Nigeria is going, they're trying to move to one party system. And the only party that can actually help and bring justice to this country is the Labour Party. And that is why they're fighting it in all directions. Because if the Labour Party is not there, that means there won't be a platform for Mr. P2B to go and contest for election come 2027 if he's going to run. And that is why the attack is coming from different directions. And I feel that my own, based on what Mazi said, there's no need going back to the Supreme Court because the Supreme Court has already made this thing clear. Even when they were saying it's very clear, the Supreme Court has said that the Labour Party should go and fix their home. It's now left for the Labour Party to now fix the home, and which you've mentioned that we are going through a process. So, and definitely we'll arrive there. But I don't feel going back to Supreme Court to ask them to give another verdict of what they've said. It's not for me. It's not the right way to go. It's not the most important thing to do. I listened to you where you were saying something about Mr. Abure having some cases with EFCC and everything. I just feel that the way he's demarketing the Mr. P2B and demarketing Governor Alex Uti and all that, we need to have this record so that we will start calling out the EFCC. And then not, I will let them go and bring Mr. Abure and start asking him questions on all the fraudulent activities he has been doing in the Labour Party. I think that's the way we can go. Maybe calling the EFCC out because they are not seeing him, because now the EFCC have gone to take very dark man and all that. So these are the people that are actually doing what destroy our nation, and they are not seeing these people. So we need to start calling the EFCC to start probing such persons, because we need to actually put the character of Mr. Abure out there so that they will know the kind of person he is. I think that will also, help us to actually break down some things that he's trying to do, because it's quite obvious that he's dancing to the paymasters. And what the Nigerian senator said this evening is crystal clear, and that they are the ones that are sponsoring this man. So I feel we need to start to be radical in our decisions, in our actions, so that they will know, and we need to start moving out, because there was something that Senator Reti said, that the youth are always we are always coming on the air, we are talking. We need to start mounting out and be demanding for electoral reforms and a lot of things, so that they will know that actually we are serious and we mean serious business. So that's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Can I make my remark now or
Senator,
take one
go
more?
ahead and make
We'll
your
take
remark.
one more.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
All
I mean
right.
you can go ahead. We can
Okay.
find
Mm.
Dr. Sam Amadi say he's here because he was here to try to give more clarity to what you have said regarding
Mm.
the
The
Supreme
Supreme
Court
Court.
ruling. I think
That
he
would
will
have
do
been
that with you.
fantastic.
Yes,
Dr.
yes. I
Moss,
mean
hold on here.
he's a senior.
Dr. Mo, I've just brought
Okay,
Dr. Sam Ahmadi up now.
Mhm.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Um. So
So
maybe let Senator.
you can let him speak before the senator wraps up, please.
Oh, okay. Dr. Sam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So, sir, we've gone through a repertoire of several questions, and we're so grateful for the acting chairman of the Labour Party, Senator Nenadi Usman, who has answered questions. She was on Arise TV today, answering all kinds of questions, and her demeanor, her charisma, her courage. Without anger, she was able to forthrightly give a lot of shades and perspective to the question rightly. And this is the first time, and so we're so happy that she's taking the bull by the own horn after coming out to, to sanction the former chairman of the Labour Party, Barrister Julius Saburi, and now she's on TV giving clarity, and she's here on the street of X space. Some people have also raised questions, and just to give some legal clarity regarding the Supreme Court judgment. I mean, you are not just a senior in this legal jurisprudence, but also a senior analyst, somebody who has run for governor. You have also been there as a senior person in Nigerian system. You can give an objective balance to the thousands of people that are here regarding the Supreme Court judgment, regarding where we stand, both as a party and where we are as a people, before she can give her closing remark. We needed you to be able to come in on
Okay,
that.
thank you very much, and thank you everyone. Just quickly, I think it's clear. Two things. One is that the Supreme Court, by nature of the case and the following the decision he reached in the PDP case, were not definitive as to say X is removed, Y should take over. Expectedly, they didn't say that, but I think they were clear as to the fact that Abure, because the appeal was an appeal against Abure's high court decision. So it was clear that they found for Senator Nenadi and therefore ruled against Abure. Now, what Abure and others have used for media is the idea of the party should decide, which is Supreme Court saying, of course, some of us have a problem with that decision, but Supreme Court's position. Supreme Court position is deference to party, which is important. But what they have not done in many of the cases is to define that deference to party does not mean that the Supreme Court cannot determine A and B who is, but they left the principle. So the principle is that is the party that determines his candidate. But in this particular case, they have ruled against Abure, who came in on the order of a high court that the Supreme Court has invalidated. So that order doesn't hold. Now, I think the problem is with INEC, and because INEC is transactional, and this is what I've been fighting since 2019. If INEC had clear criteria for decision making, like a regulator, all it needs to do is to run the facts on the grid of principles, the laws, and the facts, and say, you know what, take this guy out and put in the name. But hopefully, in a couple of days, maybe they come to that final decision. So clearly, the law is on our side. The Supreme Court judgment is properly interpreted to nullify Abure and validate Nenadi Usman, but not saying so expressly, and throw it back to the party to make that decision. or is now INEC at the party. But the other point I would like to add to or counsel to the acting chairman, the distinguished senator, is that I heard some part of a rising time before I was busy studying for my paper in the university keynote I'm giving on 14th or 15th. So is that the basis should be very clear that what happened in Abia should be presented as neck, not stakeholder neck, because when the INEC says the tenure has expired, the tenure of the NWC under Abure, even though there's an agreement that it should have ended since, but it has been extended. But finally, it ended, and INEC said it has ended, and therefore they have no authority to act again, and therefore their Navy convention, whatever so called, is invalid. The only organ left to act is the remainder, very careful, very important, so that for future conversation, is the remainder of the neck. Now, the neck under Labour Party constitution constitutes of both the NWC, the chairman, secretary, the governor and deputy governor, where Labour Party has those, the chairman of the NLC and TUC, the I think secretary of NLC, the woman leader of NLC. Those are the neck. The state senators, House of Reps, legislators in the state are not neck under the Labour Party constitution. So, what happened in Abia was that this leftover, the governor, who is a NEC member, and this other, the NLC and TUC, and the deputy governor, and of course the BOT chairman and secretary,
About 9
Comrade
of them.
Jeffo. Yes, Comrade Jeffo, the woman leader of NLC, I think the secretary of that NW. So there are about 9. So they are the ones who legally acted on behalf of the party to constitute this acting committee, this committee now, national committee. So the P2B as the leader of the party, all the other are stakeholders who observed, who participated in the form not of decision making. The convener, convener is the governor and these statutory NEC members. So they have the legal authority to act. So when the Supreme Court says as the party will now decide for itself, so the party has decided for itself in the face of the expiration of the NWC, because how it works is that at the convention, the party elects NEC and of course NWC. NWC acts for the party, takes decision for the party under the control of the NEC, and until the next convention when their tenure runs out and the election. But whenever the NWC cannot act because it's not no longer properly constituted and you've not gone to convention, the NEC takes over and appoints a transition whose job will be to do that. So I want us to maintain that line of so that we don't say stakeholders or so. Basically, the remainder of NEC, so that the language remains consistently legal and constitutional, which is thankfully OT and his governor, deputy governor are members. So that's what happened in Abia. It's not like leaders of the party. No, is that the statutory members of NEC acted in line with the constitution of the party to now enact the new ESCO, the detention committee. So basically to say the judgment of the Supreme Court favors us, but by its nature not definitive or declaratory, basically declaratory, did not say so person stop parading yourself, so person. It's now for the INEC to take cognizance of this scenario I've mentioned, to now recognize that the party has taken decision, the tenure has expired, the party has acted, and that action is valid in line with the Supreme Court and also in line with the Constitution. I think that's what I would like to say now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mm.
Thank you so
So,
much, Dr. Sam, for
can I
that.
talk?
Uh, yeah. Yes, you
Mhm.
give your closing remark now. I just want to thank Dr. Sam and to say that when we're back next week, you'll also be here because we would advertise well for more people to gain this clarity. But Senator, go ahead and give us your closing remark.
Thank you so much, Professor Sam, for explaining what the reminder of NEC is, the 9 people that make up that reminder, the fact that those 9 people that remain out of the NEC were all part of what happened in Umahia. And to say once more, Prof, that if the court says that it upheld the appeal that the caretaker committee I had brought to them,
Mhm.
I think that is very, very instructive.
Very
But
clear.
very clear, very clear. But first, I must say that people wonder, why am I so interested in Labour Party succeeding? Why am I interested in Peter Obi succeeding? I am interested because when I look at my background, where I came from, without somebody like Peter Obi and Labour Party, I think people who came from where I came from, they will stand no chance in Nigeria at all. My father was a mechanic and a farmer. He didn't have the opportunity to go to school past primary 6. My mother dropped out of school because of family issues and all that at primary 2. So they kept encouraging me that going to school, studying hard was the way. Luckily for me, I got admission after writing the common entrance. I got admission into Federal Government College, Jos. And I was on government scholarship. The Kaduna State paid my scholarship. Otherwise, I would not have been able, my parents would not have been able to afford for me to go to that school. Kaduna State government paid for me to write JAM and WAEC. I went to SBS. I was on scholarship. I had my first degree, AB Uzaria. I was on scholarship. Today, God has brought me up to this
Sure.
level. And when
Sure.
I look at it, I ask, can the daughter of a mechanic today or the daughter of a farmer rise to be Minister of Finance in this country the way things have become now? No, it's not possible. Now, my second reason for wanting the Labour Party to work is that we need a robust and a vibrant opposition. If there is no opposition criticizing government, Nigerians will never get they will never get any dividends of democracy. If we become a one-party system, it's not going to work. People are going to suffer. And there even within that party, by the time you grab everybody, the good, the bad, and the ugly, put them inside one party, there will be implosion. It will implode. Fabio's remarks today, honestly, I was sad. I was really, really sad. And that is why I feel that, yes, we are trying to fix things, but we also are trying to make sure that we bring everybody back together. Please, let's sit down and reason together. Whether you were on this side or on the other side, that's not the issue. Let's come together. Let's forgive each other. There is no victor, no vanquished. For me, if I'm allowed to do what I should do, it's not for me to sit permanently as chairman of Labour Party. No, it's just for me to help organize congresses from the ward right up to the top, so that we can have credible leaders come and take over the party and move it to the next to the next step. And I think it's something we must all be committed to doing. We have to forgive each other. Those who are, let's stop fighting. Because the more we fight, the more they are able to take advantage of us. The documents on Abure that show what he did, where they are, Dr. Mo, I'll make them available to you. Whoever you want to show them to, you can do that. Lastly, I just want to thank everyone for your patience, because it took me a long time to be able to get I kept changing sources of Wi-Fi and all that, but you were patient. I really appreciate you. May God continue to bless and keep you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I mean, this is past way
Thank
after
you.
midnight, and I follow through your trajectory from, you know, early morning today. You've been up until you went to Arise, and and this has been your routine since you took over this mantle. Is phone calls upon phone calls, different expenses. You're taking on a lot, but again, this is the price for, the new Nigeria. Dr. Sam, thank you that we can always run to you
Thank you,
at
Ma.
every point in time without,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
without any protocol, and you can answer. I remember when the DSS were on me, you were always there to help, to guide, and all of that, and to ensure that we stay within the ambit of the law, even though we have a broken down system at every level. I can thank you enough for all the other young people, for Mazi, for Madmo, for Stephen, for you, man, all other people who are here. We'll be back next week. I would ensure that we do that early enough. And of course, we're going to have Dr. Sam here. We're going to have Senator Nenadi, and we have other stakeholders now in this Chipita. I don't know if you made it here. We'll have others so that we can have a robust conversation with millions of obedient and Labour Party faithfuls, so that we can gain clarity regarding the perspective, the different sides, so that nobody is confused, because these people thrive in confusion. They thrive with fake news. They thrive with sending out conflicting statements here and there. We would ensure that people gain knowledge, gain light, and are clear regarding what we need to do, next steps, both in the obedient movement, in the Labour Party, in the TUC, in the NLC. Where do all of this connect? And yes, do not forget that this is May. It's 2 years since subsidy is gone. It's 2 years since prices of food skyrocketed. It's 2 years since we have been in anarchy, in pain. People are dying in their droves. We're going to be analyzing those things as we move forward, so that we can gain clarity on what to do. That being said, I want to acknowledge everyone that made it here today, to our guests, Senator Nenadi, and especially Dr. Samamadi. Thank you. Have a beautiful night, and God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you,
Amen.
my brother. Thanks.
Thank you.
Distinguished, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Senator Nenadi, and especially
Good night, everyone.
Ah, la, 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 la.